What is going on, guys? Money Webby here, back again on Tuesday tonight. 6-game slate here tonight. I got it broken down for you with 6 of my favorite plays on the slate. My money 6. So before we get going, slap up that like button if you're ready to win some money here tonight. Hopefully we have a little bit of better luck and just a better slate. The slate yesterday was just really bad, except that Lakers game. Most of the games has panned out very weirdly for DFS purposes. So over 100 likes. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already to keep getting these plays. And yeah, so last night, pretty much the main thing that happened is that the Mavs got absolutely blown out against the Nets. So Luka Doncic didn't really play that many minutes. He didn't play really that much in the fourth. And he kind of struggled with the shot and didn't really get any assists because the people he was passing to kept on missing shots. So that sucked. The Lakers game turned out how I was hoping, though. Montrezl Harrell had a really good night. LeBron solid. Rondo really good. So those three worked out. But then Alex Len absolutely pooped his pants, did absolutely terrible. And then Diallo only played like 18 minutes, I think. I was expecting some more run from him, especially with Anthony Davis looking like he was going to be out. And then Okafor ruled out, but Julius Randle got extra run, and somehow the Pelicans beat the Jazz with even Anthony Davis playing like 22 minutes. So very strange night. This slate, though, I feel like is a little bit less likely to be that kind of random with some better games. Some more competitive games, hopefully, here. So let's get right into it, though. My first guy, I'm going to go with VUCEVIC here. Between the Magic and Philly, I feel like this is a game that can stay close. Philly without Embiid have been playing teams pretty closely, and they have been having some higher scoring affairs because Embiid is a pretty solid defender. So Vucevic in this matchup, Jonah Bolden will probably draw the start again here. His defense is okay, definitely not as good defensively as Embiid. I think they definitely can go after that matchup with Vucevic here. Really good upside, been playing extremely well for the majority of the season, even recently 61 and 58, 2 out of the last 3 games. And at 9,200 here, feel like he has a really good shot of getting 50 to 60 DraftKings points. He already has played really well against the Philadelphia, even with Embiid in the lineup. He got a triple-double one of the 2 games against them, 60 DraftKings points on average. And 9,200, like the price tag for his good upside. So I'm going to go ahead and lock him in there as my first guy. Then I'm going to go with Ben Simmons. So I like the stack up that game. Hopefully it stays close. And Ben Simmons, he's finally showing off his ability without Embiid in the lineup. Of course, the one game I recommended him, he wasn't able to do it against New Orleans. Figured that was a perfect game. Only got 36 DraftKings points, but finally came back to earth with his assist ability, especially without Embiid. Triple-double in both of the last 2 games, and he's getting a really good amount of minutes, with 41 minutes the last 2 games. So this is an important game for both teams. If Philadelphia wants to get home court, like against Boston or something like that, I think they're currently the 5th seed. So for them to get the 4th seed in home court, that'd be definitely beneficial against a team they struggle against. And also, Orlando is still fighting for that playoff seed. They are the 8th seed currently. So these guys feel like they could get some extra run here. Simmons definitely can get around 40 minutes. And it's a solid matchup. I mean, Orlando doesn't really have someone to match up with them defensively, I would say. They really don't have that lockdown guy. That's really when Ben Simmons can struggle, is when he faces off a guy that's like an elite kind of forward defender like Kawhi or maybe like LeBron if he kind of just played defensively well against him or something like that. Someone that can kind of match up with him well. But Orlando doesn't have really that person in this game. It should be high scoring and close, like I said. So I'm going to go ahead and lock him in there. Triple-double upside for him yet again. And for my third guy, I'm going to go with Al Horford here at 6,300. He typically plays well against the Warriors just because they can be a little bit undersized. But still, the Warriors have been surrendering most of their DraftKings points this year. 2 centers, I feel like they're kind of fine with letting the centers get theirs, and they're just kind of more focused on stopping some of the guard play, like the 3-point shooters, and just kind of give up 2s while you're defending the 3-point line. So Al Horford here, I feel like he can have another efficient night. He played well against them with 48 DraftKings points in the first game, 22 and 13 very efficiently, and he's been playing pretty well recently. He did kind of face some back-to-backs where he's not as good in back-to-backs. I feel like he's kind of a guy that can benefit for some rest. I think he just has one of the better matchups in this game. Like he showed off some really good upside couple weeks ago against Philadelphia, Detroit, Milwaukee, had that upside with 62, 51, and 49. So those kind of these kind of games he can get. He's definitely a solid passer as well. Like, he can really fill it up if the rebounds are going his way, and he's able to be able to be that facilitator for them. That probably will go to the pick and roll a good amount with Kyrie and him. So I feel like he'll be very involved with the offense. Kind of really attack Golden State down low with that pick and roll, and give Kyrie and Horford a lot of opportunities to score in this game. So I'm going to go ahead and lock him in there as my third guy. Then I'm going to go with MYLES Turner, another guy with a really good matchup here, going against Chicago and Sabonis being out. Definitely helps him out, gives him that more minute upside if the game does stay close. He had 31 minutes, 2 out of the last 3 games without Sabonis. He did get in some foul trouble in most of these games. I mean, you can't say the foul trouble, it seems like, but this is a really solid matchup going against Chicago. They allow a lot of DraftKings points to centers, and I feel like you can just get it going here. That's a pace uptick for the Pacers. They're implied a few more points than they typically score, and 5,700. Definitely a solid price tag. Also for a guy that's like putting up a lot of defensive stats, a lot of blocks, some steals here and there. If he can just get a few more rebounds going his way, it seems like he's been a little bit unlucky with his rebounding totals in some of these games. He's typically a guy that can get some more rebounds. Like, he has 8 rebound upside, maybe even 10 if he does get a little bit more involved in the rebound category. So I feel like he can put up some more shots, get a few more rebounds, and also have those defensive stats. So I can see him getting over 30 DraftKings points in this matchup at a nice price tag of 5,700. His price tag is down, so I'm going to go ahead and lock him in there as my fourth guy. Then I'm going to go with Andrew Wiggins. Definitely a guy that is very up and down, but I feel like he's due for an up now recently. I mean, he's been kind of bad recently with his DraftKings totals. Definitely not good, but that's kind of an opportunity for you to get him at a lower ownership, hopefully. And this is the matchup where he's done extremely well this year. Sometimes you can't really take these kind of matchups with like how they've done before for too much. Like, you can't value it that much with how well he's done. It's been like amazing what he's done against his team. 54 DraftKings points in 2 games. 50% from the field, and they don't have Paul George in this game as well, who a guy that could be matched up with Wiggins in certain scenarios. He won't be able to do that as he's probably going to be out here. He was listed out on the game notes. So I'm expecting Paul George is out. Wiggins can definitely be able to get some easier buckets in that case. And also Steven Adams, a capable defender against Karl Anthony Towns, and also Russell Westbrook. He can slow down Jeff Teague. So I feel like this is just set up for a Wiggins kind of game here. And we know he has it upside. Hasn't shown it recently, but we've seen it in the past. I mean, 51, 47 in those 2 games. Has the ability, especially against matchups where Karl Anthony Towns could struggle a little bit, and Wiggins steps up and gets it done. So I'm going to go ahead and lock him in there. We can just look at Karl Anthony Towns' game log real quick. Yeah, so the 2 games against OKC, he did get in foul trouble with only 25 minutes on average, but still only 32 DraftKings points. He only gets like typically 34 minutes or so on average, so it's not like he didn't get nearly as many minutes, but he definitely didn't do up to his ability. So I feel like Wiggins can step up there again at 5,700. I mean, if he can just get over 30, it's going to be a win, and he can definitely do that. So those are the first 5. And then for a value guy, not a huge value, but this matchup based, DARREN Collison against Chicago. So like I said, if this game can stay close, this is a perfect matchup for the Pacers and some of their guys that aren't priced too highly. And Collison and MYLES Turner, I think, are the 2 guys with the best matchups. And just based on, like I said before, with MYLES Turner, it is a pace uptick. It's a matchup where they're implied more points than they typically get. And Collison, that assist rate has been really good still. Without Oladipo, had shown the upside of scoring when he hits his shots. He's very inconsistent with his jump shot, I would say. But when it is falling, he can definitely get his. And he's played pretty well against the Bulls in 3 games. He's shooting very well against them. Just that Oladipo has been in for a few of those games. So at 5,500, nice price tag. A guy that has double-double upside without Oladipo. So I'm going to go ahead and lock him in there as my final guy. So you got 4,600 remaining per player. Guys that have a lot of upside on their price tag. and can return some good value for us. So Ben Simmons, Wiggins, Al Horford, VUCEVIC, DARREN, COLLISON, and MYLES Turner. So I hope you guys enjoyed the plays. Slap a like if you did. Like I said, over 100 likes. Appreciate all the support on the videos. Really helps me out. Subscribe if you haven't already. Hit the bell icon and get alerted so you don't miss out on any videos. And also follow me on Twitter for any updates in the plays. If anything changes with the injury report, we know with the NBA, it's very tough to predict like early in the day as news can just break. During the day, like we could have James Harden just be ruled out or something like that. Something weird could definitely happen. So definitely follow me there at MoneyWebby. But good luck, guys. Hope you guys kill it and win some money. And we'll see you back here again next time.